So I'll do this one and the next one with you, and I'll give you a handout that has 6 questions on there that are along the same lines of what you're going to see here. They actually are very they're pushing this quite a bit. The provinces, they want you to know, how will the improvement, how will that pay for itself? How long will it take to pay for itself? Because if you know that, you're like, wait a minute, I'll put 10 grand down if it's paid off in 4 years and then I start saving money. I'll do that, right? Because that's an incentive. Money talks, right? Money talks. So Jamira wants to upgrade to solar panels. The cost will be approximately 15 grand. Sometimes they flat out tell you what the cost is. Sometimes you have to calculate that yourself. Like they'll say you need 4 panels at $4,000 each. Then you have to do a little bit of math there. She estimates that her electricity bill is $160 a month on average. So this is a monthly amount. Due to snow and cloudy days, she was told that she will need to purchase electricity from the city, right? So she'll have to purchase from the city 2 months of the year. Otherwise, she won't have to pay, right? She gets free electricity through the panels, okay? So it says A asks, and these vary greatly, guys, so that's why I want you to practice that on your own later on. How much will Jamira save on electricity cost in 1 year? Save in a whole year, okay? Okay. So, the savings will be, in this case, what? If you're only needing electricity for 2 months of the year, how many months are you not paying for electricity? 10, right? 10 months times $160 every month on average. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. And that is $1,600 a year. That's it. Sometimes there's not that much to it. Okay. So that's how much you save because you're not paying that, right? 10 months, you're getting free electricity through the panels. The next question, how long in years, so determine how long in years it would take for the savings to pay for the solar panels. Okay? So what I would do is this. The number of years is simply the total cost of upgrade or upgrades divided by savings per year. So in this case, you dished out $15,000 to get it installed. We know we're saving $1,600 per year. That's 9.375 years. Could you have gone 9.38? Yes, you could have. Time is continuous, so what does that mean? That you can have partial, a part of the year, right? You can do 9 years and a couple of months, so it's okay to state it as a decimal. Okay, so almost 10 years to pay off for the solar panels. I'll just say this. Manitoba Hydro has a lot more incentives to go green. So if you go to their website, they sometimes finance it for very little interest, like almost no interest, okay? Or they will give you a rebate. The government of Canada, sometimes the federal government gives you a rebate, sometimes the provincial gives you a rebate. So always check up and see. Maybe you can get it for almost half of the cost because of the rebates. Mr. DeGrave, again, he's your go-to person. He knows all about that. I should bring him in as a guest speaker on solar panels. Next, so this has to do with electricity. Here we'll do one that has to do with water, okay? And I know that you're smarter than you think. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna try, I actually want you to try this. Read it and see if you could answer A and B based on what you know at this point, okay? You know how to handle money, you know how to deal with money, so see if you can answer that question based on what you read there. If it's wrong, big deal, okay? Not a big deal. So give it a try. Talk to your neighbor if you have to. So here it is. Bought a house. All 3 toilets are old. They're using 15 liters per flush. He decides to purchase new high efficiency dual flush toilets. They're $150 each. He watched some DIY videos and will do the job himself, so no extra cost there in terms of the labor. After installing the new toilets, what will the savings be? There's no dollar amount, but it's 15% of the current water consumption, which is $1,200 annually, okay, so every year. So how much do I save every year, okay? So we'll go with 15% of the $1,200. And that is $180 a year. Check, right? The $1,200 is yearly, so no need to multiply anything by 12 or anything like that. So this is what we would be looking for there. In this case, that's how much we're saving. And it is implied that the new toilets, like all 3 combined, save 15%, right? So we don't need to multiply anything by 3 or anything like that. So that's that. Okay, then it says, well, how long will it take for the savings to pay for the initial cost of purchasing the toilets? So here you have to first figure out the cost of upgrading. That would be 3 toilets times 150 each. So that gets me to 450. Okay, and then so how long? To figure out the years, you'll just go $450 divided by how much you're saving each year by spending the money, right? And what does that amount to? 2.5, 2.5 years. And the beauty is that after the 2.5 years, these savings are continuous, right? For the rest of your time in the house, you'll be saving $180. So the first 2.5 years, of course, it's kind of like paying off what you spent, and then you're saving from there on in. So it's almost like a no-brainer to change your toilets, okay? And by the way, it's a very easy job that you can do, changing toilets. Like you can just look up a video, a DIY. Home Depot makes them. Like I just watched a video and did it myself. Okay, so you don't need a plumber for that. Just make sure you turn off the water. That is the biggest problem. Watch how to drain a toilet properly, or else it can be nasty. You have stuff all over the place. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you a worksheet with the answer key, okay? There are 6 questions, and the key is on there, and I want you to try that. They're all worded a little differently, different scenarios. Sometimes it's LED light bulbs, how much would it cost to upgrade, things like that.